is when you know it's a good video store. Look, it's this shelf. It's bracing the weight of our collective unconscious right here. This is when you know it's going to be a good browsing. Hello, I am Marnie Ellen Hertzler. I am a filmmaker in Baltimore, Maryland, and we're at Beyond Video. I'll first start with my film, Crestone, kind of hybrid-y doc about my high school best friends who are now SoundCloud rappers in the desert. Shot it in 8 days, and it ended up being this little fun film, and you can come get it at Beyond Video if you want. When Netflix first came out, when it was just home delivery and not an evil streamer, and I could order just little DVDs in these like papery, fabric-y envelopes. I think I ordered, my first one was actually Gummo. Totally changed my DNA. And then I rented like Mulholland Drive or something. And then I also rented a bunch of Coen Brothers. And the one that's, I think, still probably my favorite, Blood Simple. I can't watch a lot of movies more than once, but this is one that I could, for sure. And I think it was like one of the first Netflix movies I rented, and it got delivered to my house when I was in high school, which is like really sick. Terrence Malick Badlands is probably my favorite film, one of them. I think the score in this film I use as a comp for like all of my movies. Any composer I work with, I'm like, let's listen to Badlands score together. This movie actually saved my life. I was editing Crestone and it was really hard. Because I only had 8 days of footage, and for whatever reason, we decided to make a feature film out of it. And a really dear friend of mine came and watched the cut, and she said, I think you need to watch Gleaners and I. And she was right. You should just make films that make you happy. I borrowed a box set of Uruxetal from an old employer of mine. And I've been working my way through them. John, I will return it if you're watching this. But this trilogy, I mean, this one is like, I watched it on like one of my first dates with my now fiance, and I think it's like kind of like a litmus test. Like if you can handle this, you can probably handle anything. And Ulrich really figured out how to use the world around him and the people that just show up to make really beautiful films and tell cool stories and explore complex characters. The Paradise trilogy, please watch. I grew up in the country in Virginia, and we had like one video rental store that I think was just called Video. It was like next to the IGA. And they didn't have tons of movies. It was all VHS that was like, they all were like being really bleached by the sun because the window was huge. And I would rent the same things over and over again. What would I rent? A Matilda. She's my doppelganger. I would like go into the horror film aisle and just like look at the covers and just to scare myself. But Ghoulies was the one that really got me. I wouldn't go to the bathroom at night because I thought a monster would come out of the toilet. But I had a really cool aunt that just sent me randomly for Christmas a VHS of Totoro. And I probably watched that movie every day or multiple times a week as a kid. And my friend who lived in like the farm next to mine, we would play Totoro together and make ourselves like each other like little bundles out of leaves with acorns in them, and very, very formative film and holds up so hard. My claim to fame is that Criterion bought the rights to one of my short films and paired it with Red Road. One of like the most honored things that could happen to me was being paired with Andrea Arnold. Just seeing the way of life that she's representing in this film is so potent and like yummy but disgusting. Most romantic filmmaker of all time, I think, is Wong Kar-wai. The romance in Chungking Express is, and then like the Cranberry song and the slow motion. Ooh, I think about that a lot. I think I watched this on an airplane recently, which was really fun. In the Mood for Love. Can't believe it was on an airplane. Oh my God, you know what I watched on the airplane that was a really bad choice was Boys Don't Cry. Can you believe they had that on the airplane? I had to keep covering the screen because I was afraid the little kids would see like the Oof, that was a really bad choice, but I felt like I had to stick it out. I felt like I had to commit. Before I started making live action films and docs, I made stop motion animation and would watch the shit out of Jan Schwenkmeyer to kind of teach myself from the master. The mixing of a real child actor and puppetry and objects that would already be in her unconscious is like a really cool concept, and unbelievable child actor. This is exactly what gets me. Your Name. I can't even tell you what it's about. I watched it at during an insomnia night where I just put on the first thing that was recommended to me on my television, and it was this, and wrecked me. Ugh, so sappy, so good. Yes, Your Name if you have an insomnia night and need to feel something. Don't love Del Toro, wouldn't seek him out, trust him with my life, but he blew me out of the water with Pinocchio. I think this is such a special little movie and so fantastical. Look at him. He looks exactly like that in Death Stranding too. It's really weird. I was making art. I was making Mardi Gras floats and in New Orleans and animating sculptures. I studied sculpture, and then I think I started watching Wim Wenders, and I was like, oh, I want to make a movie, I think. And I think it was the Road trilogy. He knows his characters so well. And you can tell when they're making movies together, they're having so much fun, which is not always the case. What were we gonna do? Oh, I wanna look at these two movies. They're so different, but they're right next to each other on the house faves. Les Blank. I said I was in New Orleans making Mardi Gras floats, watching this guy nonstop. Brilliant doc filmmaker, and also someone who just knows how to have fun while making movies. Very apparent in this film too. Garlic is as good as 10 mothers. Hale County this morning, this evening. My favorite director of all time is Ramel Ross. Perfect movie. And I don't think I'll ever love another filmmaker as much as I love Ramel. Oh, one of my first crushes, which I think a lot of little girls can relate to, Robin Hood. This one, definitely a multiple rent from my little video store in Rockville, Virginia. Brave little toaster. Also very scary. Blanky is such a cute character, the electric blanket. Okay, we finished browsing and I have my 3 picks for today. Number 1 is Godzilla -1. I watched it at my mom's house. Been wanting to watch it again. Really, really surprisingly good film. El Planeta I have not seen before. El Planeta by Amalia Ullman. Heard great things about it. She's a great artist. Been really meaning to see this. And I'm renting Desert Hearts, which is my dog's favorite movie, and she'll love to see it again. Yeah, thanks Beyond Video. Thanks for going browsing with me. It was really fun, and you should come browse yourself. And yeah, come rent movies, come watch movies, and I'll see you around.